It was instructive. I had to come here to clear the air over the spurious allegations. Of course, my friend and brother came to dish out here yesterday.
All right, we're going to get into that in details in a matter of moment. But first, let me inform you, if you are listening to us, get on Facebook, and we would like to get your comment. We know that local government elections would commence next year across the local government areas in Rivers State. Now, with what is currently ongoing in the Ikwerre local government areas and the back and forth we're having, concerns by residents in that local government, amongst many other, would be, should we be worried ahead of the elections? Should we be worried ahead of the elections in Ikwerre local government area? I think I'll start with that question for you, because some people yesterday, while we had that conversation with Dr. Oji, were saying, perhaps he wants to run for office of local government chairman for Ikwerre local government. And he had also said, well, he has not said anything and that's not his business. What he knows is that he resigned and he felt his resignation was behind what happened in his residence. What happened?
Well, good morning, Rivers State. Good morning, Port Harcourt. First and most importantly, I have to state here unequivocally that the Ikwerre local government is safe. Ikwerre local government is peaceful. As against the question you asked, if elections are going to be rancorous in Ikwerre local government, I'm here to state clearly that there won't be need for that, because the place is a calm place.
Okay.
Of course, because of the strides of the present chairman of Ikwerre local government. You recall that before now, that LGA has been, before the emergence of Dr. Wanosike Samuel, the LGA was in turmoil. It was a place where gangsterism held sway, crime and criminality was a top-notch. But because he rolled out his security structure, of course, backed up then by our leader, the former governor of Rivers State, Ian Wike, they had a firm security structure with the help of all the security agents. They curbed security because he was committed to ensure that security becomes one of his major priority. And since then, Ikwerre local government has been very, very peaceful. In fact, as I speak to you in the studio right now, if you go through the 13 political wards of Ikwerre local government, the feast there is at the behest, is at the highest level. There are carnivals, there are community cultural programs and all that. This Yuletide, we've not had one incident of crime in Ikwerre local government.
So what happened with Dr. Oji's case? Because he said that it was supposed to be a festive season and the celebrations with friends and families in his compound was what the gathering was for, and cooking was ongoing and music was set up, and then what happened. So what exactly happened?
It's unfortunate that in a period where we should be celebrating peace, in a period where we should be extending love, we allowed ourselves to be plunged into this kind of issue. First, it's important I state here so that it will be a background to most of the things he said here. My name is Bouchi Nsirim, and you know that. Darlington Oji is my brother and my political mentee. So that is to say that what he does, I know. And let me go straight to the point about what actually transpired yesterday. It's instructive to note that before now, that's about 2 months ago, Darlington Oji, out of his desperation of becoming chairman of Ikwerre local government, he called a cult meeting in his house where he had about 120 notorious criminals and cultists in his house. I'm talking about 2 months ago. And that matter raised a major issue in the LGA at the leadership level.
He invited cults, you're saying?
In his house. I am speaking. Can you allow me? Just listen so as you get this, so I'll get to the crux of this issue. Because the matter is not just what transpired in his house. You understand? He has a history. You get the point I'm trying to make. He called a meeting in his house where he had about 120 cultists in his house. And what I'm saying is on record. When the information got to the leadership of the LGA, they met him and asked him why he had to do such, knowing where we were coming from in the LGA, that we didn't want to put up such gangs again in the LGA. Of course, you know that if you put up such gangs again in the LGA, it's going to inflame the place again security-wise. He apologized. He said all sorts of things. As a matter of fact, he was fined a cow by the leadership of the party because he was then to be arrested and handed over to the police. But he signed on an undertaking. I forgot.
Was this before he resigned?
Yes, this was before he resigned. I'm giving you a background to how we got to where we are now.
So the chairman was not aware that his chief of staff was holding that sort of a meeting.
Listening. That's why I said that it's need for, you're not the only one listening. Rivers people are listening to us. I didn't come here to come and then concoct stories.
No, we'll just have to ask questions that will follow
I'm telling you things
to get more clarity.
Yes,
so go ahead.
Our facts. I forgot I would have come here with the apology and undertaking that he wrote, a written apology that he wrote to the leadership of the LGA, affirming that he wasn't going to hold a cult meeting again. And we are Ikwerre people. There are ways that we find people that err. Since he has accepted that he did wrong and he wasn't going to do it again, he was fined a cow. And he brought that cow, and people sat down, ate the cow, and told him, cautioned him, look, boy, you have a right to aspire for whatever position you want to aspire. You have a right. You're a politician. Nobody is going to stop you from your aspirations. But do not allow it to become inordinate. Don't allow this your aspiration bring back crime that we've chased away in Ikwerre local government. Like I started, I told you, we don't want to go back to the dark days that we were in Ikwerre local government. Now, having stated this, let's now go back to what happened that day in his house. This is festive period, and of course, we are all in our villages, enjoying ourselves and doing all sorts of things. I got a hint that something was happening in Darlington's house, that he was meeting with people. Then I was in my house, Port Harcourt. I drove to Port Harcourt to put some things together and all that. So I didn't bother, having known that he had said before that he wasn't going to do something like that again. So I just felt, Darlington can't do that. Before I drove to Alo, I got a call from him, Darlington Oji himself called me, brother, that's what he calls me, that please, I'm under attack. That people have come to my house to destroy canopies. And I said, what happened? Which people are the people that came? He said he's calling me because I'm the leader of the party in the ward, that there is need for me to intervene. I said, where exactly are you at the moment? He said it is. I said, okay, just give me some space. I'll be there in no time. Now, being the leader of the party in the ward, I don't need to go to such place alone. I had to alert other persons in the party, the ward chairman, other party stakeholders. We walked down. I'm sure you saw a video going viral yesterday where you see my face. We walked down to his house. Brother, when we got to his Darlington's house, there were 3 vans of police. One was from area command, one was from anti-cult, and one was the DPO from the DPO of Alo Police Division, stationed at his gate. So I got there. He was also standing in his gate. When I got to the place, his gate was locked. Nobody had access to his compound. And I said, what happened? He was explaining to me that people came here, and destroyed his canopy. I said, what was happening when you came? Lo and behold, talking with Darlington, from the part of his house where the fence ends, I was shocked at the kind of young men I saw coming out from that place. Old criminals that we've chased out of Ikwerre local government. Boys that do all sorts of kidnappings. There was a time we gave them an opportunity to come and do what they call denouncing and all those. The ones that refused, that were chased away by security operatives from the old, I was almost attacked. Look at that video critically. And I was like, it's true that you've come back again to do this same cult meeting that they said you shouldn't do in the LGA. This was happening in presence of these police people. They were there when I got to Darlington's house. And so when he came here yesterday to start saying all sorts of things yesterday, I was just laughing. I was like, this same man called me to come to his house.
There was nobody that instructed anybody to scatter anything or in any way. You were not there because he mentioned some other names.
Of course, I heard him mention he did it before he came to your studio. He had done a video. He had done a live video on Facebook where he mentioned my name. He mentioned the present chief of staff, Barrister Okachi, who, as a matter of fact, at that particular time was in council, Ikwerre Local Government Council headquarters, preparing the venue for our Christmas carol. He wasn't anywhere around Alo. And talking about Ospark, if you hear me, it's laughable.
Because he mentioned the Ospark.
Yes, it's funny when people raise all sorts of propaganda just to buy curry favor from the public. Let me state it here. Let Rivers people hear. Darlington Oji is the chairman of Ospark in Alo. He himself is the chairman of OSPAC. And so it baffles me when he comes out to tell people that OSPAC came to attack. How will OSPAC come to attack his house when he is their chairman? When he's the one that directs the operations of OSPAC? This is I'm saying here. Recall that there was an issue that happened in Alo some time ago about a young Alo son called Rhino. You remember? We heard there was one Rhino that was crying that Darlington came to his house with OSPAC people to come and destroy a house. There is nobody in Alo that has the capacity to move OSPAC from one point to another if it is not Darlington, because he is the chairman of OSPAC in Alo. So when he says
that he led that and that happened in the council. Alleging that happened in the council.
That what happened in the council?
The fact that he's the chairman and the reports that he led
yes.
I'm alleging that happened.
Yes.
And the council is aware. What steps were taken then to address
Of course, these issues are in the police. These issues are in the police. The police DPO of Hali is aware of it. The tactical teams in covering this area, even to area command, they are all aware of it. When that issue happened, like I told you, area commander was there. A team from area command was there physically in Darlington Orji's house. We all got to that place. And a formal report was made that the same man that did this some time ago has done it again. Even though he claims that what he was holding was a meeting of like minds. And I dare to ask, Ifemi, who are like minds? Of course, like minds are people that reason like you, people that think like you, people that do things like you. And he's had a history of cultism.
But how come a person with, now you're bringing up these issues and questionable character situations and all that you're raising?
They are verifiable.
How come a person of that nature was able to work with the chairman for the number of years that he has?
No, this. And
how come it wasn't sacked?
No.
Even when these things happened and you saw that these things are against the people of Ikwerre local government, but then he wasn't sacked until he, on his own, now resigned.
This thing started when the clamor of who to become chairman in Ikwerre local government started. Nobody knew before now. Darlington was in school with me. Like I told you, I said he's my mentee. You get the point I'm making. Nobody knew that this whole thing has to do with his ambition to become chairman of Ikwerre local government. This drama, this one I just told you about, him putting people together, has to do with him becoming chairman. And like I said, it
has nothing with him supporting the governor of Rivers State and the chairman being loyal to the minister of
how
can
Darlington Orji claim to be more to support the governor of Rivers State more than Dr. Samuel Wanosike? Ain't you in Rivers State? Who is the leader of PDP in Ikwerre local government? PDP won all the units in Ikwerre local government led by Dr. Samuel Wanosike. PDP won all the wards in Ikwerre local government led by Samuel Wanosike. PDP won Ikwerre local government for same Fubara led by Dr. Samuel Wanosike. So how can Darlington claim to be more same? It has nothing to do with him. We are in a period where political merchants do all sorts of things to curry favor and of course get money from people that they think will give them money. Okay. I was shocked when Darlington Orji came to do those things he did yesterday, because if I show you conversations and I show you charts,
please show us charts and conversations.
Yes,
in the meantime, we have a commercial.
Okay.
Few seconds. Let's take that commercial. As soon as we return, we'll get to this. And you still haven't told me the question I asked. I would repeat it and many more, so we get your response. Just stay tuned. Conversation continues.
The show continues after this break. On night.
Fiemi Andrew, and we have the special advisor on political matters to Ikwerre local government in Ikwerre local government area with me in the studio, Bouchi Nsirim. And well, he's been reacting to the reports we heard about the attack on residents of the former chief of staff in Ikwerre local government, Dr. Orji, and if you've been following the conversation, quite a lot that he has said. We are going to continue in that path, and a few questions that I would want to ask. But in the meantime, if you're listening and you have questions and contributions to make, you can do so using the WhatsApp number 0809 030 6416. 0809-030-6416. That is the WhatsApp number. On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So you can also join the conversation there. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On X, Nigeria Info PH. I just get back to my guests quickly before we come to some of your messages on WhatsApp and Facebook. Mr. Nsirim, you said quite a lot. And a few questions I want to ask in follow-up to those things that you've said would be the fact that you have identified from what you have said that, this person has been known for this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And you have got rid of it before and it was settled. And then likely you're saying what happened now was because of his involvement and so on. So you're saying, because he says these people came to disrupt his event in his house. So was it that the council sent people to his house to stop what you perceive was a repeat of what you said he had been involved in earlier?
The council didn't.
Because who were the people that attacked the house? The people attacked the house? Let's establish that.
Only Darlington can say so. I wasn't there. I'm not a spirit. I don't have a spirit of cleverness. I wasn't in Darlington's house, so I wouldn't know. He alone can say the people that attacked his house. And I'm sure that when he came here yesterday, he would have given you evidence, because Darlington's people build houses. I'm sure he's my friend. I've been going to his house before now, and I know there are cameras in his house. So he should give you the footage. He should have a footage of those who came initially. You know, the truth is because
you are saying you came to meet everything that he said already done. You were not there when it was going on.
I am saying he called me as his leader in the world. He called me to tell me that he was under attack. And I'm saying that when I got to that place,
you already saw what you saw there.
There were policemen on ground already, 3 vans, and nobody would have done anything in presence of the police.
So let's get it, because he said he also called the police. He mentioned that here as well. But what I want to understand now is when you got there, was it that the properties have already been destroyed or nothing was destroyed?
I didn't have access into his compound. There's a video trending. You look at that video. I didn't have access. He was standing in front of his gate when I got to that place. See, let me tell you, you know, we're in a society where we all wear clothes to cover our body. We do not assess people based on their looks. I don't want to start saying some things, but you know, maybe I may be forced to say it, so as Nigerians will know the character of the man we're talking about. See, Darlington, his level of desperation can make him do anything. Let me just point out one of his tricks. There was an election in Uniport a few weeks ago, where his son contested to be SUG president in Uniport. Go there and find out what transpired. Right here, as I'm talking here, there are audios of threats from Darlington. There are people he gave money, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million in different. Just hold on, so as you understand, I'm trying to establish the character of the individual.
But the fact that a person with that character worked with the council. It's shocking for me.
Dr. Samuel Wanosike is a builder of men. And let me tell you, if you want a society to be a better place, you can give people an opportunity to change. Recall, I told you that these traits became manifest when he wants to wait because of his ambition to become chairman of council.
So these traits were never ever known in all the elections that occurred in the Ikwerre local government. You are saying that the council chairman did not know that his chief of staff had such. Let me finish. That his chief of staff had such tendencies he didn't know. You described him as your friend. So
yes,
you say
my brother.
You did not also know that your brother had such tendencies. Nobody knew. If that would then question the knowledge information gathering system and whether or not the council is on top of matters within his locality. If you cannot tell if your chief of staff is of this questionable character.
If you hear me, Darlington was here yesterday and called the chairman of Ikwerre local government a bloodsucker.
And I asked him the same question. You work with a bloodsucker.
That's the point I'm making. I am just hearing that Dr. Samuel Wanosike has been a bloodsucker for about 9 years. He's been working with Darlington Orji. And Darlington Orji didn't walk away from a blood sucker, meaning that he partook in all the blood sucking that has been happening. I hope you know what the office of chief of staff is. It's a very listen. It's more like the first and the last person that sees the chairman, meaning that because he boasted that everything the man does and everything the man did, that he has a first information of it, meaning that Darlington Orji also has to go to the security operatives to let us, and because me, I want to also understand, because I'm still working with this.
So in other words,
let me also understand why I will be associating myself with a blood sucker that Darlington has known for over 9 years and didn't tell us. He didn't even whisper to us that there's a coven where he goes with Dr. Samuel Wanosike to go and suck blood. Anyway, that will be for Dr. Samuel Wanosike to prove with that of Darlington. But like I told you, this, different things drive us as a people. Darlington Orji was a man that was, I don't want to use the word picked, because God used people to elevate people. This blood sucker called Dr. Samuel Wanosike made Darlington Orji chairman of revenue. This blood sucker called Dr. Samuel Wanosike made Darlington Orji member caretaker committee in Ikwerre local government. This blood sucker called Samuel Wanosike made Darlington Orji chief of staff in Ikwerre local. You can see the growth that he took. Now, because he was benefiting from the system, as at then, Dr. Samuel Wanosike was a saint. Dr. Samuel Wanosike became a blood sucker. Immediately, Ikwerre leaders met and agreed that chairmanship of Ikwerre local government to be zoned to where we call constituency 2, because presently Dr. Samuel Wanosike, who is the incumbent, is from the same constituency with us. Me that is sitting here in the studio, I have intentions of becoming the chairman of Ikwerre local government, but because the leadership of the party met and said no, since we already have the chairman today, let's zone it to constituency 2. That's when this whole drama started. So his desperation got to a level where he could sell anybody to become chairman of council.
Now, it's interesting that you brought this up, because when we spoke with him, he had a different view.
He won't tell you the truth. That's part of his traits.
I can't also tell that you will tell me the truth. No, but what you can tell is both people will give their opinion from where they see it.
Obviously.
And he says,
you are a journalist. You look at it and find out.
That's why we're asking the questions. He says, well, we had his resignation fell in the timing when we had the back and forth between the state house of the state assembly, the minister, the governor, and he says because of his choice of loyalty to who he wants to be loyal to, even talked about how he refused to go to Abuja with the chairman when he was invited. That aside, those were what he gave to his reasons.
Sorry, can I just ask a rhetorical question, please? Sorry, we have 13 wards in Ikwerre local government. The question should be: is Darlington the first person that joined whoever he claims he's joining? In the community of the LGA chairman, there are people there who are also loyal to another person. Why is the chairman not going to attack those persons?
Okay, for the PDP, this is not the concern. First question I would even ask, because I asked him who is the leader of the PDP in Rivers State. So I would ask you the same question.
The leader of PDP in Rivers State, I will say it clearly, is the minister of FCT. He's the leader of the PDP. Because why I'll tell you he's the leader of the PDP? Because the governor, the incumbent governor of the state, our governor that we worked for and installed, still refers to him as his oga. If he refers to him as his oga, it means he still sees him as the father. The minister
referred to Peter Odili as his oga, but I did not think he said Peter Odili was the leader of the PDP in Rivers State.
Well, I actually do not want to dabble into that, because if I go into that, we are going to actually drive this process into where
not really, because we have the local government elections coming next year. And with what is happening now and some of the revelations you're making and the accusations that's going back and forth, it will be only critical and fair that people in Ikwerre local government and Rivers people have a clear understanding of what the situation is. You highlighted... You know
that party and state are two different things. The governor is the leader of the state, because when immediately he became
but not
governor,
the leader of...
Immediately he became the governor through PDP.
Yeah.
He became the governor of every human being living in Rivers State.
So that makes him leader of the state.
The governor is the leader of the state.
The leader of the PDP in the state.
He's not leader of the PDP. He's not leader of the PDP in the state.
All right.
The minister is the leader of the party in the state.
You made mention of something. You said some of the cultists that you saw, those that did not, that refused the amnesty program,
yes,
that ran it, that were chased away by the security agencies.
Yes.
You saw them there.
I was shocked.
My question is, if these people were gang members and there were proof that they were gang members and they refused amnesty, why are they walking free in the council?
Because
you say you recognize them, which means
of course I saw them. We've not been seeing them. The ones I saw yesterday are persons who've not been seen. We've not been seeing. I said, you recall when I told you, I said I was startled when I saw them come out from that fence.
So which means they were never arrested.
how do you? Is it possible that the police can arrest every criminal? Even in Western world, don't they still have criminal elements?
With the insecurity situation in Ikwerre local government, as you've described before, the one of CK came in, it simply means that
a lot of them were arrested. A lot of them ran away from the LGA, and now they are coming in through this conduit pipe of Darlington's aspiration. They are coming through this conduit pipe of Darlington's desperation, and we are pleading with him.
You said the police were there. Why weren't they arrested? Or the police did not recognize them?
Well, police came to. You see, there are ways that police operatives work. First, they were that you said Darlington. You said he was the one that called them. I told you when I got to that place, I saw them. So I wasn't going to call them. Maybe he called them to come and arrest a particular situation. He alleged that people came to destroy his house. So what police should do, first of all, is to ensure that they secure lives and properties. I do not think it would be proper for police to start effecting arrest at that particular place, where, of course, the mandate they were given was to go and protect Darlington Orji's house. I don't think...
okay, let's open the phone lines. I'm sure the listeners have quite a lot to say. We'll take messages and then we'll take calls. 0817-923-0007. Please, as much as possible, go direct to your contribution or your question. If you've already been introduced, don't bother reintroducing yourself. Just go ahead and make your point. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0003. Now, these are the numbers you can call to join in on the conversation. We'll also take your messages on WhatsApp and on Facebook. Quickly, we'll start with Chris. Chris from Port Harcourt Town. Quickly, good morning, straight to the point.
Good morning. God bless you, my great journalist.
Go on, Chris. We can barely hear you. You would have to speak up.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, go on. We can hear you now.
Okay, your guest is still has big one. Thank God for him. But let me tell you, the truth is there openly. Which means this young man, Orji, has been working in the council for years. It's only when he resigned that all this dirty character is being noticed. I say that young man in the studio, we are no more smoking. This information should become supposed to be passed in the night as a moonlight play. What are you saying? He's there with the council. He's not talking that. He's only now he resigned and you are in the studio. You know, national say it like that. Come on, I shame on to the system, I beg.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. JJ from Port Harcourt Town. Good morning, JJ. Go on.
Good morning, Andrew.
You're welcome.
First question to your guest in the studio. The leader of a party and the leader of a state, knowing too well that you have several parties in the state, who is bigger? That's my first question. You have over 1,000 boys that were declared wanted, according to your story, and the police didn't arrest anybody, and they didn't fight back. Those who came to destroy things in Darlington House, since you call them Darlington boys, they didn't fight back, nothing. At the end of the day, the police didn't arrest anybody. Please, sir, who were the people that destroyed those canopies in Darlington's house and also beat up the wife and the son? Thank you very much.
All right, JJ, thank you. We'll come to that question. We'll just take some more. Blessed Inalu.
Good morning, my brother in the studio.
Good morning.
Pertaining what Mr. Bouchi Nsirim said, I'm not saying that, I'm not sure that any atom of the truth is there. The only thing that Mr. Darlington Orji committed is because of supporting Lai Fubara. You know, during the Amici regime, Amici defected from PDP to APC, and then not all the followers of Amici following APC. Now, there is a tendency that the FCC minister can defect to APC tomorrow because we have seen about 25 or 27 lawmakers that are defected to APC. Now, what happened that so far this man say, I'm not supporting the FCC minister pertaining defection. So he's supporting current governor of the state. So that's the only thing. If there is anything for this joint meeting in this minister, Darlington Orji, it should be something that is go around to every station, every police station, that this man holding the Curtis meeting in his house is because of no supporting. We should try to know the truth, and the truth is set us free. What happened in our law before, we don't want it to reach himself anymore. We know the problem of our law before, the time of cleaning. About 2016, 2015, 2017, we know what transpired in Nalo. I beg Mr. Bouchi Nsirim, I'm begging you, you people to allow peace to reign. Election or not election, or politics or not politics, do not put us to the crisis anymore. That's my
All
own
right, thank you
concern.
very much. Temple is in Ikwerre. Temple, quickly, straight to the point.
Yes, so the very distinguished Ikwerre Andrew. You are a good man. Very distinguished Ikwerre Andrew. In as much as I am concerned, doctors, lawyers, both learned and unlearned are all listening to Nigeria Info. And we know who is saying the truth and who is not saying the truth. Like your guest rightly said, as when you go to Dr. Dalin's house, according to me, his word, he says some criminals and kidnappers that he accused out of the Ikwerre local government. And thank God he saw some police officers and he saw some, police vans. Sir, at that point, how many times did you order the police to arrest? Knowing fully well that those persons, according to you, cited their criminals, and so therefore their presence are not needed or matter in the Ikwerre local government. And looking at the kind of allegation you leveled, you are putting up right now. The person who knows Dalin Theology resigned honorably based on his personal reasons. How many do you think that are still in this one of the local government administration that are still, politics as you perceived? Because the last time I checked, and what I found out is that the only sin this man committed is that he decided to stay on his own. He decided to associate where he thinks he should associate. Please, sir, let's stop this politics of acrimony, injustice, and intimidation.
Thank you very much, Temple.
People. We are all listening.
Fine Mind is in Rumo Krushi. Fine Mind, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I want to speak to your guest and his boss here. You see, the politics of vendetta, politics of hunting people that do not, align with you, is again and obsolete. And it doesn't work. The freedom you have to support whoever you are supporting is also, the same freedom that the other person has. That's what democracy is. If I choose not to, align with you, it doesn't make me your enemy. You understand? Even the blind man knows, even the most unexposed person knows that the reason why this vendetta against this man is because he supports the governor. And I want us to understand this. The reason why a governor has the massive support of the masses is because of the way the people that are on the other side play politics, hating people that do not, gullibly follow them and, do what they want. It doesn't work that way. I want to tell you, politics in Nigeria is changing gradually. People are being civilized and exposed. And if it is a policy of vindictive on people that do not support or agree with your perspective, it's very, very shameful. It's so unfortunate that you are aligning a man that you have worked with for 9 years. You are attacking him. So this man has been this bad. I've been working with him all this while. Is it not a shame for you to be standing to castigate the same man?
All right, Fine Mind. Thank you very much. David is in Yenegua.
It's so shameful that we are involved in this kind of...
Let's go to David. Let's go to David. Okay.
Respond to some of these issues.
Yeah, well, of course we would. We just need to take as much as possible so we gather them. All right. David will come. The lines are still open, but you heard, I think, the critical questions being asked. One person says, have you now looked at your cycle and say, okay, are there any more persons like this Darlington you are accused of this now? What is happening? And then the another one was like saying, which is what I think is, with this that has happened, the council working on, okay, a security situation happened in the council, and the council chairman is chief security officer at that level. Yeah. Shouldn't that matter be treated as urgent, as let's look into this?
First, if you hear me, I understand the sentiments of all those calling. What is left in Rivers State now is when you have a domestic issue with your wife. Somebody will say it's because your wife is supporting same and you are supporting Wike. That's the level we've gotten to. Everything now is politics. Now let me narrow this down. I want to ask a rhetorical question. The Darlington that they claim was attacked because he was holding a political meeting. I told you we're in a festive period. We are from the same community. Darlington have hosted over 10 persons, 10 different groups in his house this period. Why was he not attacked? It's there on social media. Go to Facebook, go to his handle, you see. He has hosted women, he has hosted men in this between 24th and the day that this issue happened. Darlington have held meetings with canopy in his house with different groups. Why was he not attacked if the anger, if the bitterness is because Darlington Orji is supporting him? You see, we are in a period where, like I've told you, people use the things that happen this period for political propaganda and political merchants, and those that believe that there should be crisis in the state and that the crisis in the state should be unending. Whatever happens, they try to see how they line it to being political. I will tell you again, what happened in Darlington Orji's house has nothing totally to do with politics.
You were not there, you did not
I wasn't there.
You don't know.
It has nothing to do with politics.
But if you weren't there, how can you tell?
It wouldn't have been. Like I just told you, I'm an alone man. He's been holding meetings with people. I am the leader of the party in that ward. Darlington has been holding meetings with different groups. And nobody has a right.
Yourself and Darlington are from the same ward.
Of course, I'm an alone man.
So if you say he has also said he's the leader.
Darlington was the former leader of the ward. He can't be the leader. How did he become leader of the ward in the first place? I listened to his program yesterday. Of course, that's why I came here. How can Darlington claim to still be the leader of the ward? How did he become leader in the first place? Because I heard him here when he said Samuel Onesike cannot sit in his own house and decide who becomes leader. What's the process of becoming leader? How did he emerge as the leader of the ward? Was he going to be a leader in perpetuity? It's not possible. Anyway, that's not the reason why we're here to discuss who is leader and who is not. That's inconsequential because Darlington, addresses me as the leader of the ward. He knows I'm the leader of the party in that ward. Now, the other question that the gentleman JJ asked, that's why I said I needed to answer these questions one after another because I didn't take record of all these things. You know, when you say a man has been working with us for years and we didn't know that the man has all these things, I repeat, these things manifested because of the issue of chairmanship. Hold that. That is very important for you. These things, people, a husband and a wife, live in a house for 20 years. 20 years. And a reason makes them divorce. The question should be, didn't the man find out the traits of that his wife that got to a point where he couldn't accommodate it again? Same thing with the wife. So there are times when people divorce in a relationship. I don't know if you get the point I'm making. It's good you note that Darlington was not sacked. I've told you that Dr. Samuel Onesike is a leader of men. He's somebody that even if he sees that you have a negative trait, he will try to see how he will counsel you to take you out of it. I am talking about something
so he was counseling for the period of time that
when the first incident happened, when Darlington held a meeting with these cult groups I'm talking about, it is there in the go and you are a journalist, go and find out if what I come here to do is to raise lies. Why would I want to come and malign?
Let's take a few messages because of the time. This person says, if Dr. Darlington didn't resign as chief of staff in the Ikwerre local government, would there have been any problem between him and the council chairman? Just asking.
Do they have a problem? Do they have a problem in the first place?
Ask your guest in the studio. A Celestino Mayor's house was attacked sometime in 2022. Was he also hosting a cult meeting? Politicians in Rivers State should allow peace reign. Ikwerre said all these fights are necessary. He who kills by the sword will die by the sword. Good morning. He says Darlington said he's loyal to the governor because the governor is the leader of the party. Why your guest says the minister is the leader of the party? Is he not corroborating what Darlington said yesterday, that their matter of disagreement is because of the minister and the governor? This one says Darlington has been holding meetings since 24th December and he wasn't attacked. Is because you and your the boss weren't aware. Since you became aware, you decided to attack. This is another person sending
We're
this
from
one.
the same village, and I won't be aware that he's holding meetings.
This one says, you referred yourself as leader of the ward. My question is between you and Darlington, who joined the PDP first and who received you when you decamped from APC to PDP in Alu? John Ogu is asking.
It was the governor of the state, Ikwerre LGA, that received me into the party. And when I joined the party, the leader of the party then was Paul Wegu, not Darlington. Darlington was not the leader of the party when I joined PDP. The leader of the party then was Paul Wegu, not Darlington.
There is quite a lot, but we have limited time now. We have to wrap things up.
You didn't allow me to respond to most of the questions.
Oh, yeah. Which other ones do you want to respond to? Because everybody is saying, why is your guest too controversial? It should be serious. Supporting Governor Nsirim is now a criminal offense. That's a question on Facebook from Maxwell. We have a few seconds.
That issue is one issue we need to nip on the board. You see, we need
But in other states where PDP have governors, the governors are leaders of the party.
In Lagos State, who is the leader of the party in Lagos State?
The governor.
Who told you that?
Of the APC. That's APC now. Is the PDP the same thing?
There is nowhere it is written in the constitution of PDP that the governor is the leader of the party. There is nowhere. It is. I've told you that the governor.
When the governor of Rivers State, the former governor. Hold on. The former governor was. I just want to put the question. We're already running out of time. When the
governor is the leader of the state.
When the former governor was here,
he emerged. The governor of
leader
the state.
Of the PDP is what we're asking.
The leader of PDP, my leader is E.N. Wike, and the governor is my governor. I want for him to become. All right.
You are tuned in. Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
still with me in the studio. We just want to wrap things up. That's why we came on. So I'd like for you to give the final words in response to some of the listeners.
Well, my final word is there's a common cliche that peace is priceless and terror is senseless. I want to appeal to my brother. As much as you have intentions of becoming whatever you want to be in the States, please don't burn down Alo. Please don't allow crime and criminality come back to Ikwerre local government. It's a passionate appeal I'm making. And let me also tell Rivers people, please, there is no problem again between the governor and the minister. They've reconciled and we are all working under them. Let nobody hide under the guise of the skirmishes they had to heat up the system. We need peace in Rivers State.
Thank you very
there
much.
Is peace in Alo. Alo is peaceful. Come to Alo and enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Bouchi Nsirim, for your time.
Is peaceful.
But we have to go for the news at 9.
And thanks for having me.
My name is Ikwerre Andrew. Stay tuned for the news. Afterwards, Jude comes in with Hello Port Harcourt.
It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.